Pi. Today we're going to learn about pi. That's the P-I pie, not P-I-E pie, like apple pie, pecan pie, cherry pie, blackberry pie, chocolate pie. I could keep going on, just like pie goes on. In our Zoom meeting on Thursday, we went over the vocabulary with Kahoot, and you were told by over the weekend and Friday to learn the vocabulary by going to Gimkit. You click on that blue link up there to go to Gimkit if you haven't done that. We need to know the definition of circle. Pi, area, circumference, diameter, area of the circle, approximation, and radius. When they're asking you for the definition of area, they mean any figure, like a square, a triangle, an octagon, a circle. But area of a circle, that's a little sub part of area, but it's specific to a circle. You might ask yourself, what mathematical questions could we ask? How in the world did the number for pi even get determined? How did they figure out it was 3.1415926, and on and on and on and on again? Well, there are many approximations for pi. If you have a circle, you can measure two things: the distance around the perimeter of the circle, which is called circumference, and the distance across the widest part of the circle, which is called diameter. No matter how big your circle, the ratio of circumference to diameter is the value of pi. Pi is an irrational number. You can't write it down as a non-infinite decimal. You'd still be writing. This means you need an approximate value for pi. The simplest approximation for pi is just 3. And yes, we all know that's incorrect, but it can at least get you started if you want to do something with circles. In the past, many math books listed pi as 22 divided by 7, or 22 sevenths. That's with a TH at the end. Again, this is just an approximation, but it is better than the value of 3. Actually, 22 sevenths is closer to pi than just writing 3.14. But how did mathematicians get these numbers? Well, if you click back on that blue, it will take you to a video that you can view that will explain how mathematicians got this number. So now we're at the part of the slideshow that you're going to have to change and do some work. So you can find out what you should be putting by watching this video. So what is this part of the circle called? This part of the circle is called the center because it's in the middle and all the other points are equal distance from that point there. And number 2, what is this part of the circle called? This part of the circle is called the radius because it goes from the center to the edge of your circle. And number 3, what is this part of the circle called? Well, this goes from the center all the way across to both sides. This we call the diameter. And number 4, it asks, what part is this part of the circle called? Now, they're calling it all the way around. This is called the circumference. In our next slide, they want you to fill in the blanks. Pi is the measurement it is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. And number 6, what is the numerical value of pi? to 2 decimal places. Well, the numerical of pi to 2 decimal places is 3.14, or 3 1400ths. Number 7 asks, if the radius of the circle is 3 meters, what's the circle's diameter? If you remember, radius is twice the diameter, so we take the diameter and divide it by 2 if we're finding radius. But if we have the radius, we multiply by 2 to find the diameter. So 3 times 2 equals 6 meters because it has meters there. 8 asks, if the diameter of the circle is 14 inches, what is the circle's radius? Well, if we have the diameter and we want to find radius, we divide by 2. So we take 14 divided by 2, and that gives us 7 inches. I wonder, is it possible to match a circle to its diameter and circumference? What do you wonder about it? I'm going to enlarge this view some so that we see just a little bit better. All right, so Victor measured a circular lid and found the diameter, D, was 8 inches. And C, the circumference, was 25 inches. Which expression represents an approximation for pi? You want to take your circle and choose the correct answer. So A reads 25 plus 8. B reads 25 divided by 8. C reads 25 times 8. And D reads 25 minus 8. So you need to move your circle to the correct one. And remember, it is circumference divided by diameter. And the only one that's even dividing, we could eliminate plus because we're not dividing. We can eliminate multiplying because we're not dividing. And we can eliminate subtraction because it's not division. So I would move my circle over here so that I'm showing B as my answer. Here, I'm going to take the view down where we can see it. You want to match the circumference to the diameter or radius that most closely gives us pi. So I'm taking my circumference and I'm dividing it by the diameter to figure out who it matches. Notice I have one radius. I have to be diameter, so I have to multiply 7 by 2 to make its diameter to figure that one out. So I have to do a little bit more work here. This is going to be graded and checked and is worth 10 points. This I am not going to solve for you. This is something you will be solving. You can also go to studentdesmos.com and enter that code, and you'll also be matching your diameter to a circumference to get pi for the ratio. You are also doing this one. This one is also worth 10 points. Okay. All right. It also says, pretend your friend was absent from class today. Write what you would say if you had to explain the lesson to your friend. Where it says type here, you would click. Highlight that so it goes away. Hit delete, or you can just hit the delete key, and then you start typing there, and you would explain what you would say about today's lesson. That's all for this video. Miss Williams, signing out.